Charles Brandon, he was the first Duke of Suffolk. He was really, really close friends with Henry VIII. That's where he gets his power. He doesn't really come from greatness. It's just that he is a great jouster, and Henry VIII loves to have these people who can basically play with him at court, so he can joust. And then one of the other great sources of his power is that he goes on to marry Henry VIII's sister. And it's not so much that she's Henry VIII's sister that's the important thing. She's actually also a Queen of France. She was the Dowager Queen of France. So that means that they have great wealth, although Henry siphons off a bit of it for years and years. So Charles Brandon's a really important figure. He's pretty much one of the greatest noblemen in the Tudor age. He stays close friends with Henry VIII throughout Henry's entire life. So many of them, of course, fall foul, lose their heads. Doesn't happen to Charles Brandon. So he's, in fact, Henry VIII actually describes Charles at one point as being the man he most loves and trusts in the whole world.
I get the impression that, we're a bit out on the sticks. It takes ages to get here. There doesn't seem very much exciting here happening nowadays, I suppose, but it wasn't the case in the Tudor time.
It's a wonderful place even now. So no, the thing is, in Tudor times it was the source of great wealth, because we have an idea about wealth that comes from later years of empire and things like that. So we look to the capital and finances, and we look to ports. But actually, Norfolk and Suffolk have some of the richest agricultural land in the country, which meant that they were some of the richest counties in the country. So Norwich was the second biggest city in England after London. Extraordinary. So actually, to be Duke of Suffolk was to be one of the highest noblemen in the land. There's the Duke of Norfolk, of course, as well, but Suffolk is a very important title.
So do we know what the Duke of Suffolk looked like, what sort of man he was?
It's hard to say from portraits. He's a very big guy. He's very big, and he has a huge beard. He's not we wouldn't think he was massively attractive, but then we don't think Henry VIII was massively attractive, and they say that he was gorgeous. So, so our ideas might not be the same as theirs. And he was wealthy. One of the key things that they say about him is about his clothing. So he's very richly dressed, and he has an honour that no one else has, which is that he gets to wear the same clothes as Henry VIII at tournaments. So it's a really sumptuous clothing. So this is one way of saying, we're best mates. It's quite sweet. It's quite like 7-year-olds, but actually they're doing it when they're in their 30s.
Suzie, from your point of view, this is the first day of Time Team. What would you most like us to discover over the next 2 or 3 days? We've
got more accounts of some of his other houses, and he uses terracotta, for example, quite a lot. So lots of beautiful terracotta heads. So that's the thing would be really, really nice to find, or to find his emblem, his coat of arms. We can hope for it.